1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2. Okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2.
Can I have that one back? I don't
Which one? The one
the lapel.
Oh.
I don't know if that's going to work.
Where's that?
There
we go.
We'll test it right here.
Okay.
So whenever you're done with an interview, you can just say, we'll be right back.
Right back with more from
It's
the
not
Cat
like
Bash.
We're not going to go to commercial or
Right.
anything, but just to a graphic. We're back with more, with another interview, and more on the Cat Bash.
In 3, 2, 1. Well, welcome to our live stream of the 2021 Cat Bash here at the practice facility, and we're joined now by the athletic director of the Wildcats, Tim Crumpton. Tim, first of all, we want to remind people that if you want to bid on the silent auction, all you have to do is text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278, and you can place your bid on one of hundreds of items here at the tables. Well, Tim, let's start things off on a high note. The win today for women's soccer, 3-2 victory at Northern Colorado to advance to Sunday's Big Sky Conference Championship against Montana. Huge win for Coach Craig Sanders and his team.
You know, I think that I know the girls and the coaching staff are extremely excited to be moving on, winning on the road, you know, against a team that they just lost to a couple of weeks ago, the host institution. Lots of things to talk about there, but you know that game's over now, and we move on to Montana, and of course they lost to them a couple of weeks ago as well. So it'll be a battle, no doubt, but a battle for who gets to go on and play in the NCAA tournament.
You know, it's interesting to see a game like that, how much it changed from the standpoint there was a scoreless first half and 5 goals in the second half.
Well, they seem to be able to score goals this year. There's no doubt about that. But holding on to the lead, especially on the last road trip, seemed to proved to be didn't happen. So that was a nice flip today for them to be able to hold on to the win.
Great setup here as always at the Cash Bash. A lot of people doing a lot of work, and it just looks beautiful, and hopefully we can raise a lot of money for the Wildcat Fund today.
Well, this is our biggest event of the year to support our student athletes, our scholarship funds, and certainly we have tonight we'll have a group of people that generally are our biggest supporters over the years. So we're excited.
Well, there's a lot to be excited about. Hopefully today's win is the start of a huge weekend for Wildcat athletics, with the volleyball team playing in Northern Colorado tomorrow, coming off their win on Wednesday against Idaho State. And of course, football at home tomorrow afternoon, 1 o'clock against Portland State, trying to get off the schneid and get that first home win.
I think they kicked it off the right way today, and certainly it's pretty, Portland State just left the stadium and they were pulled in for practice. You know, Jay and his team they're rare and ready to go, no doubt about it. And then of course, girls are in Greeley as well. I think they got a chance. The volleyball team got a chance to see the soccer game this afternoon, and that's a big one for them, and that's a tight race.
Before we join some of our guests, I just want to reiterate and let you explain once again how important the Wildcat Club is to the athletic department.
Well, it's one of the funds, one of our programs, and all the money goes directly to our student athletes. And with the support of our administration, over the years, and certainly in the last year and a half, everyone knows it's been difficult for some more than others, but through that all, our administration has supported our athletes financially in a way that they're still able to get their degrees and play the sport, participate in the sports they signed up to participate in. And with the help of the individuals that are here tonight and the people that are online, that money goes directly to still allowing us continuing to provide an atmosphere of excellence for our student athletes.
All right, coming up next, we're going to have a conversation with Wildcat basketball player J.J. Overton. That's coming up in just a few moments. This is Cat Bash 2021.
That's annoyingly echoing. I'm not even looking in the camera. You just remind me I should do
We
that.
are back.
I was just
Welcome
looking
to
at Steve.
Cat Bash 2021. Athletic Director Tim Crumpton joining us tonight, and also with us, JJ Overton for the men's basketball team. JJ, welcome to Weber State, a transfer from Utah Valley University. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. It's a different scenery, but I love it. I really love it.
It was funny because last night I was kind of hovering around while you were doing a media interview, and as it turns out, purple's your favorite color. You're happy to get rid of the green and switching to purple.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I was a Lakers fan, so the purple and gold was always what got me excited to get into the gym. And watching Kobe, that was my guy. So yeah, purple's the way to go.
How much fun was it last night to finally play someone other than yourselves?
Man, to feel different defenses, to feel different competition rather than guarding the same people every day. It was fun, and the atmosphere of having a crowd back, being close to each other again. It was a real college atmosphere last night.
Watching you play, I mean, obviously the coaches can point out a lot more bad things than I can, but I'm not going to say you guys looked in mid-season form, but for an opening exhibition game, things really clicked as far as cohesiveness and chemistry on the floor.
Yeah, a lot of us are older. A lot of us have been here, a lot of us coming from different schools, but we're a very old and mature team. So, us coming into practice every day ready to go against each other, I think we all felt the same fire to go and play against somebody else. So it just clicked right away, and hopefully we can keep that up all season.
What was it that drew you to Weber State for your final year of eligibility?
Say that one more time.
What drew you to Weber State for your final rule of eligibility?
A lot of things went through my head. I was going to start my master's degree for criminal justice, and Coach Daniels was actually at Utah Valley. He's been recruiting me since I was 14 years old, so got to Utah Valley, and he took the job over here. And after we got our season back, I figured, let me go hoop one more year with my guy, the guy who had trusted me since I was 14 years old in high school. So he was the main reason, and then I met Coach Ray, and then he told us how the team was going to be put together, and I had all confidence in our whole staff, so that was really my main focus.
Well, now that I know there's going to be a few times during the course of the season I'm going to have to say that the criminal justice major handcuffed the opposition.
Yes, yeah, I totally agree.
When you looked at the schedule this year, what did you think?
I was excited. I saw all the teams we had locked up, and Coach was telling us that as we were practicing, like, you guys have a really good schedule. And so I think that just fueled our fire to just keep playing, and we preach staying together as a team, and I think with all the competition, the great teams that are ahead of us, I think us staying together as a team is gonna be a fun season.
I was looking at some of the live auction items for later on tonight, and one of them is an opportunity to go fly fishing with Randy Ray. I would think if you went fly fishing with Coach, you wouldn't have to throw a line in the water. He could yell the fish out of the water.
Probably. I might be in his same boat. I really might.
How would you describe your game to someone who's never watched you play?
Say that one.
How would you describe your game if nobody had ever seen you play before?
Just somebody who's going to get it done on both ends. I don't look to go out in games to score a bunch of points. I don't care about feeling good and having 30 points. I just go out and try to play the right way. And, I just try to get it done on both sides, stick to my strengths, and of course test myself. And with the belief of my teammates and how we play, I'm able to expand my game and feel comfortable doing things that I didn't do before or last year. So yeah, just somebody's going to get it done on both ends, and I promise every night you're going to get the best of me. So.
Well, it all starts for real on Tuesday. We look forward to the start of the season, look forward to a big road trip coming up right afterwards. Welcome to Weber State, and have a great season.
Thank you so much.
All right, that's JJ Overton. We'll be back with Coach Valena Harris right after this. Again, just a reminder to participate in the silent auction. You can text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278. Okay. All right, welcome back to Cat Bash 2021. As we get you ready, this is the silent auction portion of the program. Obviously, we have dinner and a live auction coming up a little bit later. Hi to those of you watching on YouTube. And joining us, as always, as we have here right now, is Athletic Director Tim Crumpton. And joining us as our guest for this segment is Valena Harris, the head basketball coach here at Weber State for the women's program. And Coach Harris, welcome. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while.
It's good to see you. You know, we've just been hard at work. You know, we've just been hard at work, bringing new kids in, just trying to continue to build and grow the program. So we're excited about the season. So we've just been at work. That's probably why we haven't seen each other.
Well, all I know is that the countdown, I'm sure, has begun for your players. They're finally tired of battering against one another and getting ready to play North Dakota on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah, it's been nice, too. We've had a couple close scrimmage and an opportunity to play a couple more teams, and that's been really good for us. And so, yeah, we're excited about Tuesday. Very excited.
Coach, you've got quite a group of young players that you've got on the team this year. Tell us a little bit about those new kids.
You know, well, we went out and tried to get, you know, kids who were very cerebral, also athletic, and that really exemplified what I was looking for, you know, in a player. And so we have kids from Texas, from Australia, from Washington, from California. So just a good combination to go with our core that we have returning.
Well, I tell you what, it's always a competitive conference. I know that the prognosticators didn't do you well, but I'm sure that's going to be something that you can post and remind your team of as the season goes on.
Well, yeah, certainly. You know, our players have been putting in tremendous amount of work, and so, you know, a little chip on their shoulder, you know, but just it's about the work, and we feel like we put in the work that's going to help us rise within the conference of the year. Of course, the Big Sky is always competitive, but we feel like we can compete and make a move this year.
For those coming to the event center to watch your team play this year, who should we focus on?
Well, you know, we have an all-conference player returning in Darren Hickok. We have a couple posts in Jaden Matthews and Emma Tolbert that'll be, I think they'll make an impression in the conference this year. You know, and a couple young ones that I think people are going to be surprised about.
Are you in a more comfortable situation now in regards to the fact that almost all your team, if not all your team, are players that you recruited and not from the previous program?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, the first part of that.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you about, is it a more comfortable situation for you right now, the fact that all your players, or at least I think most of your players, if not all, are players that you recruited to the program?
Yes, of course, you know, because you know them from the jump, you know, from the get-go, what they're about. They know what I want as a head coach, you know, what we're looking for and the type of player that we want to represent Weber. So, yeah, it's much more comfortable that way.
Coach, you know, as you look into your non-conference schedule, it's coming right up. What do you think is the biggest challenge, game-wise? As you look at that non-conference schedule, preparing for the conference schedule, what are the games you think are going to get you most prepared for the conference? What are you looking forward to there?
I think the games that get most prepared are North Dakota, who used to be in the Big Sky Conference, you know, so they're going to come in, you know, trying to come at us really, really hard. We're going to play Texas Tech. Of course, that's going to be a challenge. And then UC Davis, who generally makes the tournament. So those three games in particular are going to be tough for us, but I believe that we're going to compete the way that we should, and I think we're able to win a couple of those games.
UC Davis, doesn't that mean 2 trips to Sacramento?
2 trips to Sacramento.
We want to bring home a little Thanksgiving victory.
That's right. That's right.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. As far as the conference is concerned, who's at the top of the heap at the start of the season?
Top of the heap, of course, is Idaho State and Idaho. Traditionally, that's the case. And so they're going to be the toughest, and they're bringing back the most returners.
Well, it should be a fun year, and look forward to it. And actually, a 4:30 start for the first game on Tuesday against North Dakota. So it should be a great way to start the season. We invite you, even if you're planning on coming to the men's game, come early and watch this women's team play. I think they're going to open some eyes this year. And we appreciate it, and best of luck this year.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, that's head coach Valena Harris. More from Cat Bash 2021 right after this. Welcome back to Cat Bash 2021. We're here prior to the dinner and the live auction. This is the silent auction portion. If you want to participate, we certainly hope that you will. Just text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278, and they'll immediately send you the information to link on to the silent auction. A lot of great items to be bid for. Unfortunately, some of those that I want aren't my size, but we'll do what we can. Tim Crumpton, athletic director, with us, along with the head coach of the Weber State softball program, Mary Kay Amicone. And Mary Kay, first of all, thanks for being with us. And what are the efforts of the Wildcat Club and the scholarships mean to your program?
Oh, they're imperative, and we really appreciate all the help that we get. But it takes a lot to support our athletes.
Especially when you consider, the number of players that you carry on a roster and the travel that you have to go through early in the season, because quite frankly, you can't play here in February and March.
No, it is not good weather here in February and sometimes March. But yes, we have great support. We love showcasing our girls. They do an amazing job, and they need all the support that they can get.
For fans who might not know, you also play an exhibition fall schedule to kind of fine-tune things, get some workout in, play against some other teams. How did the fall schedule go for you?
Really well. We played 8 games. I think we were 6-2, but the improvement was incredible. And last year we were unable to play against anyone else, so it was really helpful to give, especially our freshmen and sophomores, an opportunity to compete against someone else.
What kind of retention did you have as far as your roster is concerned from seniors who decided to come back and take advantage of the COVID senior year?
Yeah, we're taking advantage of that. We've got some great talent and great high character players. We want to keep them in the program as long as we can keep them.
I have to ask you, I understand that a certain player who I know well was supposed to not do anything all fall, and she ended up taking some swings. Faith Ho, she said that her shoulder felt fine swinging the bat, and she got some at-bats in during the fall.
Yeah, she has come along quite quickly, and she tends to be a little naughty with stretching her, what she can do and should not do, but she looked fantastic. And she's really worked out throwing underhand.
She's one, but I think your whole team is made up of women who love the game and try to be out there as often as they can, work on what they want to do to become better players.
Yeah, she, like many of our players, they just are diehard baseball, softball fans. They've followed the World Series and the playoffs, and they know their stuff.
And of course, in the schedule that you have early on, you play a lot of tournaments down south. Any one of those tournaments in particular that you're most looking forward to as far as the level of competition?
We're looking forward to all of them. We have a very challenging schedule. We do, I would spotlight that we do play UCLA early, Oregon. Yeah, we play a tough schedule.
So tell us a little bit about, now that your fall season's over, we call that our non-championship segment, in the spring and the fall, spring, to get those two confused, in your championship segment. What then do you do from now after you finish the fall and heading into spring to prepare for the beginning of your championship segment, where other sports have the summer to do that, and some sports have all the fall or winter sports. So what's that like for your girls, and what do you do to get them prepared to really hit the ground running in the spring?
The fall training is much like spring training in baseball. So we've been ramped up since September 1st. So they honestly need to now get into more individual work and obviously continue to focus on academics. But they need some downtime, and they get it at Christmas. So they have about 4 weeks off and we only have them back for 4 weeks before we open it at Grand Canyon. So it's just a balance of recovering and staying competitive with live pitching, and live hitting is the most challenging.
So when you have those weeks leading up to the season, you'll be spending a lot of time in this building.
Yes, we will, and we're really fortunate. We love the field house, and we can do everything in here but really hit fly balls. We don't hit those, but we get live in the cages and a full infield, so we're really fortunate. So the monies definitely help us out with the facilities, and we're really fortunate.
Well, for those of us, we think it's probably a long time off, but for you, it's probably right around the corner. So we wish you and the team the best of luck again this year.
Thank you so much, and big shout out to women's soccer for winning today and heading to the championship day Sunday. That's awesome.
And it's always nice to go out and win a championship when you can beat Montana in the final.
That's right.
All right, this is Cat Bash 2021. Back with more in just a little while. Welcome back to Cat Bash 2021 as we are in the midst of our silent auction. We certainly hope that you can place a bid. All you have to do is text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278 and you'll get all the information you need to be able to place your bids on all the great silent auction items that we have here tonight. Joining us right now is the women's cross country and track and field coach, Paul Pilkington. And Paul, first of all, a big season for you, second place in the conference race. Billy Hatch, Summer Allen, two great runners leading the way. It was, I would think, a very successful season.
It has been. Both Summer and Billy hopefully will be All-American, and we have a good shot to get the whole team there. We have the Mountain Region race a week from today, and it's a good region, the best in the country, but our team's a good team, so hopefully we'll get the whole group there to the national championships.
Well, you were saying that, what was it, I believe the 7 of the top 30 teams in the country are in this region?
They are, and we're the 8th team. We're ranked 36th in the NCAA right now. So, yeah.
So we'll say there's 8 teams in the top 36 here.
Yeah.
Well, how important was it to get that test in the pre-nationals down in Tallahassee?
It was good to see that course. It's a deceptively fast course. It looks like it's, real hilly, but the hill's all in one spot, and the rest of it's really very fast. So it's good to, first off, run a little bit in some of the heat and humidity that we're going to see that this time of year we're not used to. But the girls handled it well there last month, and I think they'll handle that heat and humidity well again.
Of course, it's so dry here, I don't think anybody from here will ever get used to the humidity.
No.
You know, as far as that is concerned, you know, golfers always like to shoot a couple of rounds before a tournament to get familiar with the course. Is that just as important for cross country?
It is. You learn something having raced on that course. You know, what certain points where you can push the pace or not, where you need to conserve. So there is if it's your course, you have a home court advantage really because you've run it so much and know every little bump. And so it does make a difference to see the course.
Yeah, I guess using the golf analogy again, in the golf tournament, they're basically playing against the course while competing with the others. Is it similar?
Somewhat. It's maybe a little bit more head-to-head, especially in the team competition, because a lot of times we'll key off different runners off of different teams that we're trying to beat. Like, you know, we've got to get our third athlete ahead of their third, that type of thing a little bit. So it's a lot of mid-race adjustments where, hey, you've got to move right now, you've got to catch that group, you've got to stay with that group, that type of thing. So, yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the competition within themselves against each other. Two premier runners that you have in Summer Allen and Billy Hatch. You know, it seems like looking at their times, they really push each other hard.
They do, and they train together, obviously, but they're a good combination because they don't attack each other in workouts. They save it until the race when it really matters, and hey, now we're going to go at each other. They're competitive, but they're not competitive in workouts, meaning that they do exactly what they're told to do during the workout, not like, hey, I'm going to go, I feel good today, I'm going to go put the hurt on her. They don't do that, which is a good combination.
Obviously, we're coming towards the end of cross country. What should we look forward to as far as indoor track and field?
We go right into indoor in December. So we'll finish national championships or the Saturday before Thanksgiving, and then we go right into our first indoor meet will be that first week in December. So those distance runners don't get a break. The sprinters, jumpers, and throwers, they've been training all fall and they're ready to get racing in December. And I'll probably hold most of those distance runners out early because they've raced so much in the fall.
Sure. Well, we wish you and the best, and the team the best of luck down in Provo next Friday, and hopefully everybody advances to Tallahassee.
Thank you.
All right, that's head coach Paul Pilkington back with more from Cat Bash in just a moment. Welcome back to Cat Bash 2021 as we're in the midst of our silent auction right now. Again, if you're home watching this on YouTube, you want to participate, just text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278 and you'll get the information right away that'll link you to all the items that are available here in the silent auction. Joining us right now is the co-defensive coordinator and outside linebackers coach for the Wildcats, Grant Duff. And Coach, thanks for joining us. And first year as a DC, obviously a co-DC with Coach Dale, but what's it been like to have that kind of responsibility?
Well, it's a lot of fun just because you know, we got great players, we got good guys. It's been great to be able to be around them, and so when you got a bunch Oh, technical difficulties. Sorry about
I
that.
think your mic might be off.
Might be off. Okay.
There we go.
Whoops.
There we go.
There, is that better? All right.
Take two.
No, it's been a lot of fun. We've got a lot of good players and a great culture, obviously established by Coach Hill in years prior. So when all the pieces of the puzzle are there to be put together, I've got the easy job.
You know, as far as the defense this year is concerned, obviously it's as good as advertised. Obviously the turnovers haven't come, but as a whole, it's been a shutdown kind of defense, the kind of defense that I think we've become accustomed to here at Weber State.
Yeah, we've been missing out on a couple opportunities. Each and every game, it seems like we get our hands on a ball and drop an interception, or just miss something, a fumble rolls out of bounds. But those things are going to bounce our way. The guys are excited for it, and we feel like we'll get the swing of things coming our way.
You know, I don't want to give away any company secrets, but what's it like being in a position for the first time and being a co-defensive coordinator, working closely with Joe Dale? How does that whole process work when you're setting up a game plan each week?
Well, in a lot of ways, it's a dream come true. Working with somebody like Coach Dale, he's a dear friend first and foremost. He's an excellent football mind. An opportunity to be able to bounce ideas back and forth and have somebody that you just know has your back no matter what happens. How we work together a lot, he played safety at the University of Utah. He's a defensive back specialist, and so he kind of focuses on the pass game coordination, how are we going to defend the throws, and then, I hang with the big uglies down inside, and we figure out how to stop the run game a little bit.
Well, I've got to ask you, is there ever a situation where you like to do something one way and he likes to do something the other way? Do you flip a coin? How does that work?
We haven't had a major issue with that. It's been great coming from similar coaching trees through the University of Utah. Now with Coach Hill, we've come from a similar background, so a lot of things we don't want to venture too far from what we truly believe in. But we find a middle court. He'll explain why he doesn't like it or why I don't like it, and we figure out a way to make it best based on what our guys can do.
Portland State tomorrow afternoon. They've got a team that has, you think Portland State, you think throwing the ball over the field, but really the center of their offense is their running game.
Yeah, they've had a really productive running game, especially lately, the last 3-4 games. Last week, the running back was Conference Player of the Week on offense, so it's a task that is presented to us, and we've got to be able to stop, but we got guys that do it.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a team that for some reason averaged only 88 yards on the ground the first 4 games. They're averaging 167 the last 4.
Yeah, well, and I think they got to be looking at what we've been giving up on the ground too and say, we don't love those options either.
No, that's for sure. What was it like in that Eastern Washington game when Jared Sheets caught the pass? Because I know that his brother Doug had been holding his catch at Dixie State over his head since he did it. So now they're even. I'm sure Jared got his payback.
Yeah, those two are wonderful. It's great to have the brothers. They're competitive. They go after each other. They're the best supporters of each other as well, which is fun. But we've been carrying that fake for Jared for a long time, multiple seasons, and just waiting for that right moment. And it couldn't have come in a bigger game that was very important. And a great player like him always makes the play.
Before I let you go, Coach, fans, if you've never seen it, you probably haven't. This is the best dressed coach that I've ever seen in sports. You come out with something different every week, and you must have one of the deepest closets of any coach in football history. You dress to the nines.
I enjoy dressing up. It gives everybody one good thing to say about me, I guess.
Well, again, great job in your first year as the co-DC. We appreciate your time, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Steve.
All right, that's Grant Duff. We'll be back with more in just a minute. Welcome back to Cat Bash 2021. Again, the silent auction going on right now. Text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278 so that you can log in and place your bids on whatever item or items that you would like to see and have eventually in your own home. Joining us right now is basketball assistant coach Eric Duft. And Eric, thanks for joining us. And to the whole basketball program, what does the Wildcat Club and an event like this to raise the money for scholarships mean?
Well, funding's a huge part of college athletics, so it's imperative that we get people out here supporting us. Just across the country, if you want to advance your program, then you've got to keep taking those next steps and do that. Funding's an important part of it.
And an event like this, it's nice that everybody's together again after not being able to do it last year.
Yeah, it's so great to see everybody's faces and to be around people again. This is tremendous.
And it was great to see the team on the floor last night at the event center, a 101-74 win over Concordia St. Paul, and you had to like, for the most part, you had to like what you saw.
Yeah, it was a great first night for us. We were able to get out and play fast. We're going to play fast and aggressive this year. And guys really did a good job early in the game, and we sustained it pretty well, I thought, as we went along, but it should be a really fast, exciting, athletic team.
I was going to say, the balance was great. The one thing that stood out to me, and I don't want to embarrass him because he's here, but it's like Dylan Jones didn't skip a beat. He had a double-double. He had, was it 10 points, 11 rebounds, or vice versa? I think he had 4 steals. That's Dylan's game.
Yeah, Dylan has worked really hard this summer on his skill development. And there was a point in practice where he was almost worried too much about if he was making or missing jump shots. And he kind of got back to being who he was in the last couple of weeks of practice. And last night it was on full display. He was a stat stuffer.
It was nice to see some of the newcomers as well. J.J. Overton played well. Kobe McEwen, 2 off the bench at the backup center. So you've got some new blood to add what's already a pretty solid roster.
Yeah, I mean, really excited about those new guys. I mean, they're veteran guys. And we were teasing Kobe last night. It was about his 299th game, it felt like, in college. But and JJ as well. These guys are 6-year guys in Division I basketball. And you get that experience out there with their athleticism and skill. And Alex really did a good job as a freshman coming in last night. And he's just going to get better and better. Really excited about these guys.
One other kid that was a newcomer that I liked what I saw when he was in there, 6.6 rebounds. The Kohler kid who's from the area, but transferred from Cal Poly.
Yeah, Jordan High School, Dyson Kohler, he did a great job. He's a very steady player. We kind of play him multi-positional role, and he did a tremendous job last night. We really have a lot of confidence in him.
You got to be excited about, a little bit apprehensive, but excited as well about probably the best non-conference home schedule that the Wildcats have ever had, all combined, compressed into 1 week. Yeah. With you've got Utah State, BYU, and Fresno State coming in.
Yeah, it should be great for the fans. I mean, it's going to be a long week for us as coaches and players, but we're really excited. It just happened to work out this year. We had all those guys coming back to our place, and fortunate enough to have them honor those contracts and get back, and it's going to be a great week. And that's right before conference play, and so it'll be it's good timing for that. And then after Christmas, we'll get back to Big Sky play.
Interesting, taking a little bit of the Big Ten model and playing those 2 conference games in early December to try to spread things out.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a needed thing. If not, you play too many games after Christmas. So it's part of the process, but we'll be ready to go.
Before I let you go, I've got to ask, I know one of the items up for auction in the live auction is a chance to go fly fishing with Coach Ray. Does he throw a line in, or does he just yell the fish out of the water?
Yeah, I've never been fly fishing. I know he loves going. My youngest son went this year for the first time and fell in love with it. It's one of his buddies, and they go quite a bit. But I know Coach is experienced. He's done it for a long time, and I'm sure that'll be a great opportunity for somebody.
I was going to say, you're saying it's well worth someone's while to bid high on that.
Absolutely.
Coach, always great to talk with you, and we look forward to the start of the non-conference schedule on Tuesday.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. Good seeing you.
Good to see you. That's Eric Duck, Weber State assistant basketball coach. Back with more from the Cat Bash 2021. You are looking live at Cat Bash 2021. Again, your chance to bid on the silent auction items. Just text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278. And joining us right now from the Weber State men's basketball team is Dylan Jones. Dylan, thanks for joining us and a great start to the season. I'm sure you're happy to have an opportunity to play against somebody other than yourselves like you did last night.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime you're going head-to-head with your teammates every day in practice, it's always good to just test how everything is really going when you're playing somebody else, because up until that point, you really don't know how everything is fitting. And I think, honestly, the result that we got last night is honestly what we were expecting as a team, having so many good players. We just got to stay true to that, and we just got to keep working hard and knowing that since we've seen that it's worked now, we can now take it to another level.
Last year, you were the newcomer coming in. What's it like now being a little bit of a veteran and seeing some other new guys coming in this year?
It's definitely different, but my coaches have probably said to it too. Towards the end of last year, I became, not our alpha, but I was definitely one of the leaders on the team. And like I've been throughout anywhere I've been in my whole career. So it's definitely like a role that I'm ready to accept, just because I can shed light, because obviously people seen me last year and I didn't have the perfect year starting out, and I had a very strong finish. And I just love those type of things because I can shed that only, the people coming in and, let them know never give up. I feel like I can be a good outlet to the newcomers, whether they're freshmen or incoming people that's adjusting to the system.
Again, Dylan Jones was the Big Sky Freshman of the Year this past year. Actually, you know what? You could win that a second time. That's got to be a first, a chance to win Freshman of the Year twice, but you're still officially a freshman.
Right. Yeah, looking to make some history there. I don't know if the Big Sky actually came out with it, if I can win it again yet, but I think if I just stay true to who I am and keep doing what my coach is asking me, I definitely can repeat that. I think it's a very easy goal to accomplish.
What's it like to have the addition of two very experienced players in J.J. Overton and Kobe McEwen to the team?
It's good. Obviously, when you bring in good players to help your team, you can't do nothing but be happy. Because when you have so many good players, it's so hard, I think, in college basketball to scout teams and, take this away from a team or whatever when you got so many talented players around you. So bringing in those guys that care so much about our team instead of their own individual goals, we'll say, I think they fit the Weber State culture perfectly.
I mean, last night was a great example of the way you guys have meshed already. 6 guys in double figures. You had a double-double, which is only fitting now that In-N-Out's a sponsor for Weber State basketball. But no, that had to feel good to get out on the floor as a group like that and perform like you did.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we got a locker room full of guys that work hard and want to be good. I think it starts there for sure. When you got so many guys with that same mindset, you know, you feed off of it, you know, and I want to be good because I see Kobe being good every day. And then JJ wants to be good because he sees me being good because I see Kobe, you know, it's like a domino effect. So yeah, we mesh real good, but I think we still got a lot left in the tank. And we beat Concordia, and I know people looking at it as an exhibition, but they're a really good team. They're a really respected team. So we actually take pride in that win.
Well, you got quite the schedule this year. Of course, that week before Christmas, you've got Utah State, BYU, and Fresno State coming here. You've got that road trip to Duquesne and UMass and Ball State and Green Bay. It's a pretty challenging schedule, but I'm sure you guys are going to be up to the challenge.
Yeah, for sure. If I'm being honest, we got a lot of players on our team that are probably above Weber State's level, and that is not. We're going to show people why that. But we are a part of Weber State because we want to feed into the culture, put Weber State on, and show people that, like, you know, we're a good team. Like, it's not about the school, it's about, you know, who the players are. And I just think we're all ready to just put on these performances, especially these teams coming in at home. We know our crowd, we hope our crowd show us love for those games. But yeah, we ready, honestly, because we got a lot of good players, and we're not just going to bow down to anybody. They got to come prove to us.
Well, it should be a fun year watching you guys play. It all starts on Tuesday. Good luck this year, and it should be a fun season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, that's Dylan Jones, our guest. Back to wrap things up from the Cat Bash 2021 in just a moment, right here. Welcome back to Cat Bash 2021. We are here during the silent auction. Your chance to bid. All you have to do is text Cat Bash 2021 to 76278. Over 140 items to bid on. Some great items to bid, including some Weber State golf gear that you must have to have. And joining us right now is the head coach of the women's program, Sarah Federico. Molly Holder, one of our golfers, is with us. And Coach, fall season is complete. You got off to a great start. You won the Chug. Top three finishes to start the year. It was, I would think, a very good fall for you.
It was. It was a great fall for the girls, and we were very pleased with how we started. One of the best starts we've had. We had such a good group of girls that just love to get out and compete, so it was really fun to see them all come together and be able to do that.
I'm just curious, when golf is such an individual sport, what's the team concept as far as, how do they help each other? How do they, involve chemistry from a team sport in an individual sport?
Right. That's the hardest part about it, is getting that team chemistry, because at tournaments they don't actually play together. They're playing with other teams. So it all comes down to practice and what we do outside of that, and how they push each other in practice, and just they're motivators for each other, so they know they're not out there just playing for themselves. So when it gets hard, they have that motivation of, I have my teammates that are counting on me also. So just a lot of practice with the team aspect of it.
Now, Molly, I moved here from Chicago, and people say, well, how did you end up out here? I always say I take I-80 West. You're from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. How did you end up at Weber State?
I had played in a tournament in Las Vegas, and they just happened to be there, and then I came and visited, and I love the area, I love the school, so it just kind of worked out.
How would you describe your experience here at Weber State?
I've loved it out here. I love the school. I really love the area, like being in the mountains. It's very different from East Coast. And our team is great. Like, we've got great team dynamics, so it's a lot of fun.
Of course, one of the good things about coming out here to play at Weber State is that when you do play, you get to use a different length club than you would back in Mechanicsburg. The ball flies here.
Yeah, it's great coming out here. I feel like I got a lot stronger.
2 top 20 finishes. You had to be pleased with your fall efforts?
Yeah. A few good rounds here and there, some not so good ones, but glimpses of potential, so I'm excited for next season.
Coach, so what happens now between now and the start of play in February?
So we're just really individually working on their games right now, kind of sharpen up what we saw this fall, and they're in the middle of workouts and just getting stronger, and come January we'll get back at it as a team and start traveling, and it's a great group of girls, so they're putting in a lot of work on their own right now.
Probably easy to do some work right now with this November weather we're having.
I know, it's great. You can't beat it. So hopefully it holds out for a few more days.
What, as a coach, what does the Wildcat Club and the efforts that they do help you? How do they help you, and really what does it mean to the program?
Oh, it means everything to the program. We wouldn't be able to play and do what we do without them. We don't get spectators that pay to come watch and stuff. So what they provide gives us scholarships and just the ability to travel and be able to do this and give these girls the opportunity of a lifetime.
And then, Molly, what has it meant to you to be able to come here and have that kind of support?
It's been amazing. I mean, we wouldn't have made it where we are now without our coaches and just everybody.
For those who are interested, what are you majoring in?
What was that?
What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in mechanical engineering. Not sure what I'm going to do with that.
Mechanical engineering from Mechanicsburg.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, Molly, appreciate you stopping by, and good luck this spring.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back to wrap things up from Cat Bash 2021 right after this.
So you did good.
back to wrap things up from our video portion of this 2021 Cat Bash, all of our interviews. So we appreciate all of our guests. Back to wrap things up right now with the athletic director, Tim Crumpton. Tim, great event tonight as always, but I think it's even bigger tonight, the fact that everybody's been able to get together again after a one-year absence and see everybody, mingle with everybody, and really face-to-face with the young athletes and the coaches.
You know, I'm going to steal my own thunder of what I'm going to say to everybody else to open up the evening by saying, you know, it seems like after not being able to host the event in person last year, even though it was a success for us because we had so much support online financially, being able to have it back on campus, have the event back on campus this year, I can't tell you how excited we are as an athletic department to be able to see all of the people who support Weber State in person, because there's really no replacing that.
And not only that, they get dinner this year. And not only that, they get dinner this year.
That's true. They don't have to feed
and
themselves
I like
at
the
home.
fact that they brought dessert out first.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Well, again, it's great to see everybody here enjoying themselves, hopefully spending a lot of money, either online or here in person, and make this another very successful Cat Bash, because really Weber State athletics, without the Cat Bash, it's a struggle.
Yeah, there's no question. And like we said at the top of the show here, when we started, there's been challenges. We've talked about that for the past year and a half. So we've been able to manage that, and that has everything to do with the administration and the people who support our program.
Well, before I let you go, I just got to make sure that everybody knows that after the football game tomorrow, you're going to head on over to Greeley and cheer the Wildcat soccer team onto a conference championship.
Yeah, we still have a busy weekend ahead of us. Football tomorrow, volleyball tomorrow night, soccer on Sunday. So it's a great time of year, the fall, no question.
It's a great time to be a Wildcat. It always is.
Yeah, go Cats for sure. And thanks, Steve. Thanks for being here and all the things you do for Weber State. No doubt about it.
I love it. I really do. All right, that's our program for tonight. More, of course, for those of you who are here. Coming up, dinner right around the corner. But again, thanks to all of our guests, and thanks to you for watching.